Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Solidarity. Its mission? To chart the uncharted. To learn, to seek, to discover, to step into the unknown, side by side, united as one. As you do. And we are live with, Butts and the USS Solidarity. Hey, fam.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, you go ahead.
Welcome, everybody, to Star Trek USS Solidarity. I'm Ryan at Bedleg Maradin, and I will be your keeper for this amazing game. We are short one player right now. Sam, hope everything goes good. You will be missed, but I cannot promise that Dell doesn't die. So,
over Hera's dead body. Fuck you,
bitch.
Oh wait, this
hands off my number one. All right.
Only on your number two, right?
Oh, I'll show you your number two. All right.
And it begins.
And it begins. Anyway, let's go around and introduce our characters, and then Manny, the captain, can do the
supplemental.
So we're going to start lowest ranking with Ensign Tila.
Aha! My name is Jay. I go by she, her pronouns, and I am playing Ensign Tila, your Betazoid counselor, who also goes by she, her. And I just got to catch up.
All right. Thank you. And next in rank would be Lieutenant Hera.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dana. I use she, they pronouns, but tonight I am playing Lieutenant Hera Nor, your Vorta Khan, and she uses she, her pronouns.
Standing. And Lieutenant Commander Marak Ulfrig.
Hello, I go by Ulfrig on the interwebs and use she and they pronouns, and I'm playing the head of engineering, Lieutenant Commander Morak, who uses they and he pronouns.
Outstanding. And finally, our illustrious captain, Maddie.
Don't try to butter me up. Like, I'm mad at you. All right. No, hey folks, what's up? I'm Maddie, aka So Many Games. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character, Captain Eben Stoddy Betazoid. Enemy of all midriffs being covered. Bear those midriffs, baby. Bear them. Bear them all. Let's tear off.
Let's tear off. Outstanding. Thank you, Manny. Now, would you like to give us our supplemental Captain's Log?
Yeah. Captain's Log supplemental. So, every time that we're supposed to have shore leave or just a break, things don't always go smoothly. And this is just another case of yeah. So, we're down on this planet, and if you really want to know the name, just Google it. This, from the very second we got there. Yeah. And then, then the weird restaurant, and all the hallways, and oh my god. So anyway, then we're out in a car with glass ceiling, and you know what? I'm just going, oh boy, this can't be good. This is what you would, fly into space, because there's no air and a vacuum. What is it with this planet? Well, we don't know, because the power went out. And all of the people just powered down. So that's super weird, because they're not androids. At least from what I can tell. Huh. Stay tuned.
So previously, in case you didn't understand the ramblings of a Beta Z captain, the USS Solidarity had decided to stop at the planet known as Finally. It was a planet that had been populated following a failed attempt to go into the Shackleton Expanse over 100 years ago. The ship broke down and had to limp its way over a year and a half to the closest Class M planet, which happened to be this one, and they named it Finally. After being rescued many years later, they had already set up and established a colony on the planet. What ended up happening is it became a waypoint for ships exploring the Shackleton Expanse as a way of, and they use it. What they're really trying to do is build up their tourism, not just as a shore leave place, but because there are so little Starfleet vessels, 5 to be exact, that go into the Shackleton Expanse. They're actually trying to get the word out so other civilizations will use them as a waypoint. After getting there, they were met with the head of the colony, and which I can't remember his name right now because I changed it because the name they gave me, or that I had, was lame. But he decided to take the captain, Lieutenant Noor, and Lieutenant Commander Dell on a personalized tour of the planet, which included a restaurant that knew Leland Spader. Thank you. Leland Spader, that knew exactly what you were thinking of when you went there. The menu actually read your mind and gave you what you wanted. In addition, they decided to go on the tour of the planet, which was fine. Nothing bad happened. Lieutenant Commander Maroc had went down with a different group of people, with Lieutenant Kitty Hawthorne, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Pork,
Lieutenant Pork, and
boy, oh boy, who was that Sam was playing?
he created it on the fly.
Yeah, that one person,
Yeah. That background person.
that red shirt.
Yep. That you never, ever, ever know his name until he falls to his death.
Yeah.
Decided they wanted to stop at the base of the volcano instead of taking the rest of the tour, and to scale the volcano. They began to scale the volcano, and then the power went out. When the power went out, the captain's vehicle stopped, and Leland Spader fell unconscious. In addition,
Yep.
person taking Lisa Adler, taking Lieutenant Commander Marock's group up the mountainside, suddenly went unconscious while climbing this mountain and started to fall.
Right.
And that's where we left off. But first, we're going to go to Ensign Tia Annette. Ensign Annette.
Yes.
You stayed behind as everybody was going down. The captain had specifically said he wanted the groups to go down in smaller groups because the facility isn't that big and it can't take a full complement of a Galaxy-class starship at once. You're sitting in your office, getting ready. You're expected to leave for your turn at shore leave very soon. What do you do? How do you dress? What do you take with you? You're getting ready to go down on shore leave. You know nothing about this planet other than it's supposed to be for shore leave.
So I think Tila has like a lot of her wardrobe is very, very flowy and a little bit baggy. So I think she has on this kind of dark blue little crop top with the long flow arms, like those are kind of like the ends of bell bottoms. And then she has a lighter blue pair of harem pants that are quite baggy too, and they have like little gold flower designs around them. And she has blue flats that kind of match, and she accessorizes herself with like she's got both her ears are double pierced, so she's got like little gold hoop earrings. Her noted septum, which is also gold. I gotta get some gold ones, but that are also gold, and her hair is pulled back in like two little puff balls on top of her head. So she looks like a dark skinned version of I Dream a Genie in a sense.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
She's adorbs.
That's totes cute.
So you gather your things. I'm assuming the captain had ordered that everybody wear their comm badge down. You gather, so I'm assuming you have your comm badge on.
Yeah, it's actually attached to my hip. Top.
Why does it keep bringing that up? It keeps specifying that. There's something there. What's going on with that?
So, you head down. You head down to the transporter room, and you're meeting your group. You're getting ready to meet your group of 3 other individuals to go down there with. And your comm badge goes off.
Like it's
Lieutenant Ketchum to Ensign Annette.
Yes. What is it?
There is a communique for you. It says it's urgent.
Okay. Am I on the transporter? Am I like in the transporter?
You're in the transporter room.
Okay.
About to step on the pad.
Okay.
And the transporter chief's looking at you like, come on, there's other people that need to go.
Why don't you send them? I look at the transporter chief. Why don't you send them on ahead? I have to take something real quick. I'm gonna step back to like a far back corner.
All right. And he starts fiddling with the transporters. What you get?
I hit my comm. Send the communique through. I'm not gonna go back to my quarters there. Like, yeah, just
Okay. This is actually a visual communique. So you go over to a panel and you have them transfer it to you.
okay.
It's just a news feed. That's all it is. There's no from line on the message, which is odd. The news feed is a special report from the Federation of Beta Z falling to the Dominion.
I kind of just stand there, scan, like do that thing where your brain, like you read something, but your brain doesn't really process what you're reading. I kind of do that a few times, and my heart picks up a little bit. My hands get clammy, and I just kind of it's a very subtle like cave in to myself. Her demeanor is totally has totally shifted. Is anybody else in the transfer room with me at this, aside from?
He has not sent the group yet. He's still punching in the numbers. I mean, this is pretty. It doesn't take you long to walk over to a console. So,
I'm going to close communique and just quick walk back to onto the teleporter.
Okay.
Kind of just like in this very dazed and disbelief haze, and just kind of go from there.
Okay. And he looks surprised that you step back on after saying you weren't going to go. But he doesn't care. He's got a timetable to Kate. He doesn't know that you're going through something. And he energizes. You find yourself standing at a teleportation pad. And lying on the ground in front of you looks to be a local, out cold.
I immediately go to them, and are they face up or face down?
They're face down.
Okay. I immediately turn them over and begin shaking them, not too rough, but shake. Are you all right? This is a male, female.
It is a they them.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll me medicine check or first aid.
You got a vote. Oh, okay. I'm good. I got this. She said, super not confident. For the 2 over 30.
Okay, so they seem to be okay. You failed, right? 42 over 30. So yeah, you don't notice anything wrong with them. You don't they're not responding to you though.
I'm going to try to see if I can hear any thoughts from them. I would like to do that.
Okay. Surface thoughts.
Yes.
Surface thoughts or surface emotions?
Thoughts. I want to see if there's any type of noise up in there.
That costs 1 power point.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me or 1 side point. Go ahead and roll me a power check.
Okay, I remember my stats. 46 under 90.
It's kind of weird. The thoughts you're reading are jumbled. They don't make a lot of sense. And then you being a counselor who uses their ability quite a bit, this person is dreaming.
They're dreaming.
They're dreaming. They are in REM sleep. And they are dreaming. So you're picking up on the thoughts of the dream.
Okay. Okay. I'm saying kind of like all this to myself, like, well, something is going on in there. Not exactly sure I can make heads or tail of it. Are there any other bodies that are also within view of not just this
Not
person?
In this room. Not in this room.
This room.
There's the 4 people that just beamed down in your group,
okay,
counting you, and this one body.
I am going to look at my party and go, keep an eye on this person right here. I'm going to look ahead and see if I can find anybody else.
Okay. And they get down there. There's just 3 like random ensigns, you know. So like when the groups were made, it was pretty much made by like, you know, other than the main group that was made by the captain, all the others were made by like, who do we think they would fit good
hit pair with. Yeah.
So there's just a bunch of like below deck rando ensigns that are just like, okay. And there's one that's medical that's gonna start like looking at them, but they didn't bring their medical tricorder with them or nothing.
Okay, fine. Right. So yeah, I'm gonna just go see if I can get out of the room and go and look for anybody else.
As you walk out the door, you see this corridor, this long corridor that almost runs in a circular way, that goes left and goes right. Directly across from you, that wall is all glass, like windows, and beyond that window, you see a very jungle-esque kind of environment, right? Very tropical plant life and stuff like that. Foreign, because this is a foreign planet, but it's very like big leaves, and you get what I'm saying, like like something you would see in a tropical area.
Yeah.
Along the corridors, you do see other groups of 4 Starfleet personnel, all accompanied with one person who looks to be a local, and every single one of the groups, locals, are unconscious on the ground, and they're all like getting down there, like looking at them and assessing.
I'm gonna move to like the glass area, like trying like to look out of it, and I'm going to hit my comm and just be like, Captain, are you there?
Your comm badge beeps, Captain.
Stoddy here.
Captain, I just arrived on the planet with my transport party, and I don't know if you know this, but it seems that we have a few casualties as far as the locals.
All of
Or-
the locals are powered down somehow. I don't know exactly what it is. What was your assessment, Ensign?
From just a quick read of the one local I found from a surface thoughts,
Yeah.
it seems that they're in some kind of sleep. It would be REM sleep considered. So they're dreaming.
Okay. Well, then that seems to check out. So, yeah, it appears that all of these tour guides and whatnot, the locals that work here, all seem to be connected emotionally. And the guy that was taking us around, basically everyone that I was sensing was feeling what he was feeling. And yeah, I don't know what happened, but everyone powered down, along with the actual power to the car that we're in. And we have, people falling down a mountain.
Stoddy does not know that.
Oh, I don't?
No.
Oh, that's right. Different guy. We don't
Pork
have people
knows that.
falling down a mountain that I know of. What we do have is a very loose and sad relationship with the truth around here is what we have. Because there's a big old beach party going on over there, and we're out here in freaking Jurassic Park.
With that, we're going to cut over to Lieutenant Commander Marat and group. The person has fallen. They were ahead of you. If you remember, they were much better climber than you guys were.
Are we using like safety pin belays or anything, or are they just
You
like
are.
free falling?
But
Okay.
they're falling right now. Is there anything you all, Pork, Kitty, and Marat, want to do? First reaction of the person falling.
I think Kitty was the closest to them because they had the best time keeping up. So Kitty immediately drops and starts going after them to try and catch them.
All right. Roll me a dodge check.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so grateful that I put points into this for Kitty. It's not because she works in explosions or anything. I don't know what you're talking about. 23 under 50.
Okay, that's
Nice.
a hard success. So you just see, as the person starts, like, just goes unconscious and just starts falling backwards, you see Kitty just kind of like wall walk really quickly in that direction and just snag them and just swing back. So now they're just hanging there on their line, holding this person. Okay. What are you guys doing?
More. Go ahead.
Well,
Oh.
since Pork is
Pork
still in
is-
the car.
Yeah, Pork is in the car still.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's right.
And then Pork
I'd
left.
forgotten about
So
that.
Pork is some way ahead of us because the car kept going and left us. Pork is by himself.
Pork's
Yeah.
looking pretty smart at the moment.
Is Pork catching up with the captain's stalled car?
No, Pork's car is stalled as well.
Mhm.
Well, we were stopped before the power went out, and Pork kept going. Is Pork now closer to the captain than us? Or is Pork just stranded in the middle of the...
Pork is just stranded.
Oh,
Okay.
poor little Vulcan.
I think Morak is going to help make sure that Kitty and Lisa, we got to get them to safety, whether that's the top of the mountain or whether that's a ledge or whatever. Like,
roll me a luck check.
a luck check.
And then Kitty is going to attempt to start connecting Lisa and her own harnesses so that if something happens, at least they'll be together when it happens. And then she's going to try and focus on like either climbing up or climbing down, whatever is easier at this point.
Okay, so I'm going to have you, Kitty, roll a climb check because I'm using the skills not only as doing the skill, but knowledge of the skill.
Yeah.
So
I
that
matched
luck
30
check,
for 30.
On that luck check, Ulfric, go ahead.
I got 34 under 78, so that's like less than half.
Okay, you see like a little ledge really close to you guys. It's a little farther up. Not only that, that was a hard success? Or just a
Yes.
regular success?
Hard success.
With the hard success, it looks like that ledge kind of wraps around the side of the mountain and meets back up at the road.
Okay,
So if you get up to that ledge, you should be good.
that's our goal then.
Okay. Kitty, how'd you do on that climb?
30 equals 30.
Okay, so that is... You're pretty confident that you have now secured the person to you. Very, very well. So it is going to affect your climb check to get up to that ledge. So yeah, what are you guys doing? You guys want to climb up to that ledge?
Yep,
Climb checks.
climb checks.
Rolling a
Okay.
disadvantage.
No. I want a hard
No.
success.
Ah, okay.
Ouch.
I rolled 16 under 30.
So you can spend 1 point of luck to make that hard success.
Just one?
Yep.
I'm gonna do it. She's got so much luck. Do it.
Marak, you did not.
That's a hell no for a hard success.
No, you just need regular success.
Oh,
Marak
regular
only
success?
yeah.
That's
Kitty needs
still
a hard
no.
because they got a person strapped to their back.
Mhm.
So you still fail, but you're not falling or nothing. You didn't critically fail, correct?
Correct.
You're just having a hard time getting yourself pulled up, finding handholds and things like that. You're doing your best. Meanwhile, Kitty, who was a little farther ahead of you, gets up there with the person on their back and just, Kitty, you just pull yourself up. You're exhausted. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have you take some stamina damage for that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ooh, 9.
Okay.
9 stamina. That was rough
Yikes.
for
46.
you. Keep forgetting to do the stamina stuff. I want to try and get that mechanic rolling. So what are you guys doing? And Marak, you seem to be. You don't know where to go next.
Mhm.
Like you don't know. You didn't fall. You just don't know where to climb to next.
I'm trying to bring my actual bouldering knowledge into this, but that has
You
nothing
do
to do with things.
You do see a handhold, but it's a little out of range.
Okay.
And I will let you re-roll
Mhm.
to attempt to jump to it. But I will be counting that as a pushing the roll.
What does that mean? Please remind me.
That means that if you fail it,
Bad things.
critical failure.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you
let's do it.
You basically what you're doing is you are just launching yourself trying to get to that. So if you miss, you're free falling.
Can I be like
Okay.
on the edge of this ledge waiting for the lieutenant commander to get up?
I'll let you be looking over or beginning to look over right when they jump.
Can I hook in my safety line?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Well, so a safety line is going to affect your roll.
Okay.
So if you do that, you're
Mhm.
either going to need a hard success or I'll let you choose hard success or penalty die if you use a safety line.
Oh, I'll take a penalty die.
Okay.
Yeah, and the way that those work in free climbing is you set them as you go, and then you can climb a certain amount before you have to unhook them and clip them into the next thing.
Right.
But you'll fall double the length of whatever the rope is. So if you have a 5-foot safety line, you'll fall 10 feet if you fall from the top to the bottom.
And now the fact that you've attached another line to you, it is affecting your pull as you launch yourself up. So that's why the penalty die is happening.
Nope.
So you
my rolls on this are
What did you roll?
an 86.
Oh my god.
Kitty, you look over just as Commander Marat launches himself and misses and falls.
Oh shit.
And is dangling at the end of their safety line.
Yeah, and it's also going to cause you 2 points of damage.
Yep, that's true.
As it breaks a couple ribs as it digs in.
Oh. Honestly, I'm glad it was the ribs. So.
And you don't know if they're broken; they might just be bruised. But it's a jarring thing to fall 10 feet and then get suddenly stopped by a rope.
Kitty will hear some choice phrases in Klingon echoing up the volcano side.
Before Kitty acts, Kitty is going to hit her comm, and she's going to calm her sister Annabelle, who she knows is in the building that we came through. Like, her sister was down there, but in a different group.
Okay, so she's already down on the planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Rebecca's not coming anywhere near this, so it's just Annabelle and Kitty. But because she wants to, because she's sure that Annabelle is also experiencing stuff that's going on, but she just wants to be like, hey sis, if you're inside, can you go find the control panel for whatever is going on? And then immediately hooks her line into the ledge where she's at, and then she's gonna start climbing down towards the lieutenant commander.
Okay, I want you to roll me real quick.
Yeah.
I want you to roll me what are we doing? What are we using? Situational read for me.
Yeah.
Or analysis. Situational read or analysis, either one.
Oh, let me see. One is a 50. One is a 34. I'm gonna go with the 50. And then I roll a 55. Can I spend 5 luck points?
You can.
Awesome.
All right, so you spend 5 luck points. You are attached to Lieutenant Commander Marat. Climbing down would be much harder than, say, pulling them up.
Oh, then I'll pull them up. If that's what the read tells me, then yeah, I'll pull them up.
However, that is going to be highly uncomfortable for Lieutenant Commander Marat, and I'm sure there's a few choice Klingon curses that are.
Oh yeah.
Preemptively, right before Kitty situates herself on the edge, looks down, and she's like, "I'm real sorry." Starts.
I picture Morak's face as being like, you know, when you scruff a cat because they're getting into a fight that they can't win. Just like that facial expression as they're being hauled up this mountain.
Kitty just went, it stings. This is like she's pulling up the rope and just like getting rope burns because like Kitty and her siblings are not that tall and strong, so she's doing her absolute best, at least just to not drop you again. She's like,
I love that pull, by the way, Maddie. That's an amazing pull.
It's almost
But you're missing an option. Missing an option.
Uh-huh.
This is a vacay. So, you pull Lieutenant Commander Marak up. Remind me again, what is your sister's occupation on the ship?
Annabelle is a diplomat.
Okay.
I just know that she's someone who's inside the main building where our ensign is. So maybe they could run into each other and help out. But that's why I made that segue.
Yep.
So like
She's just a diplomat.
Command division, though, right?
Yeah, she is
Yeah.
in command. Yeah,
So, you know,
Okay.
she is a lieutenant. So
have some skills.
You are all at the ledge. Lieutenant Commander Marak, you are injured.
Thank you, Kitty. That was uncomfortable.
you think Pork's okay?
I think we should find out.
And we're gonna cut over to Pork. Pork. As soon as you start pulling away, power goes out. Your guide goes quiet.
Oh. Huh. Okay. Then, this is less than ideal. Great.
You are sealed in this pill-shaped box.
I'm going to my first instinct is I'm an engineer, so I'm looking for anything that would grant me entry into the insides of this vehicle.
The front panel, where kind of like there's a screen that's like a map and everything, and it shows you like where you are and all that. Probably under that is your best bet.
Okay.
So
Then I will attempt to get into the mechanics of it all.
okay. Go ahead and roll me a mechanical repair skill,
Okay.
unless you are going to kick it open like Hera did.
That would be illogical. But, well, hold on. Is this the right character? No. Oh, no. I'm looking at study. Hold on. All right, so, yeah, that's more like it. That's what I'm talking about. Pork's all about that mechanical repair. Okay, that's a 40 under 70.
Okay, you're able to get the panel off. There's a lot of, the glowy wires and all the different things.
All the very technical things.
Yeah. And looking at it, there does not seem to be power running.
So,
Like the little lights are supposed to go down the little tubes, but they're just stopped.
So I did establish that Pork had a tricorder, right?
You did,
Yeah.
because he kept scanning everything.
And okay. This vehicle probably, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't take a lot of power. I don't know. Who knows? Pork would know, but I want to see if I can use the tricorder as a power source.
Electronics for that one.
Okay. That is a 23 under 65.
Yes, you are able to, and you're right. It does take very minimal power. It takes you a little while to get it to get the technology to match.
Right.
And as you're hooking this up, you realize this isn't Federation technology. This isn't any type of technology that you recognize. It's very foreign. Seems to use a can't think of the word. Keep saying wanting to, like a bio component.
Oh.
To it.
Okay.
Like it almost looks like the colonists when they landed here and had to make their colony willy-nilly, they had utilized a plant that has a power source running through it to power their technology.
Oh, okay.
So it's very based on Federation, like
right,
technology, but the uses are different.
Okay.
So it takes you a little while to hook it up.
Okay. All right. Okay. So once I have the power going to the vehicle and attempting to, does it just, like, once it powers up, does it just continue on its track?
It does not.
Okay.
You have, with your hard success, I'm going to give you this. You have restored power to the car itself.
Okay.
Whatever's usually controls the car is not sending a signal anymore.
Okay. Then I want to see if there's a manual override.
There is not. However, you could program one in your tricorder, but that's going to take a computer use roll.
Okay. Okay. I will do that to ensure that.
That's going to take some time. So after you roll that, we're gonna cut back over to
Sounds good.
Internet.
Sounds good. That's a 7.
Oh yeah. You have all controls.
Where is my hold on. Oh boy, why did I minimize it? Okay. Oh, there it is. Pork's computer use is 70.
Nice.
So that's a 7 under 70.
That's an extreme success.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're when you finish, you will have complete control of this car. Like, you're basically going to be playing it on your tricorder.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So.
Cool. Then, yeah, I've got something else for you when we come back.
Okay. We are going to cut over to Internet. Internet, you see Annabelle. You want to describe yourself, Annabelle?
Annabelle is the oldest of the Hawthorne triplets. And they all look very, very similar, but their auras and their behaviors are very, very different. Annabelle is the one who has just straight dark hair down to the curve of their waist, and no matter what she's wearing, because she is definitely not in uniform right now, but no matter what she's wearing, she carries an aura of confidence and pride. Even in the chaos of everyone's tour guides falling over, is the power cut to the building that we're in? Or is the power running?
It is. Power is cut.
Despite all of that, Kitty strides down the hallway, slightly wedged flip-flops clicking down the hallway as she starts dictating to ensigns and lieutenants different directions.
This is like
and she's heading for Tila's group of baby little ensigns.
Future captain walking down the hallway here.
I think Tila sees this, and because she's staring at the outside, so I don't even know if she kind of clocks Annabelle, because she's also kind of still deep in thought about what she read before she left. Because I don't know, because I didn't tell.
Are you trying to hide that at all?
A little bit, yes. It's at a glance, it's obvious something is on her mind, but it's that thing of she's not gonna let that slope. That's not gonna slow her down.
Hold on, I gotta pull up the third character sheet now. Hold on.
Are they Betazoid too?
No. I've got 3 triplets, and 2 of them are now in play. Because Annabelle, as a diplomat, is very good at reading people. Can she make a roll to see if she can gauge the counselor's current stance?
Posing roll. So, Annette, right. you are trying to cover your emotions right now. So you're going to roll me either. However, you're trying to keep your composure. So I think that would be persuade or charm or fast.
Would that just be a straight up like resolve roll?
That would be a resolve roll. Yes.
Okay.
You're trying to, and then situational read or analysis for you, Annabelle.
So for me, it's going to be charm. It's going to be either charm or persuasion.
No, for you, it's going to be resolve.
Resolve. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have that in there?
20 or major. Yeah.
Oh, that is right. Okay, I looked at the wrong place.
The 17 under 50.
10 under 65. I'm sorry, 12 under 65.
I think you win on that one.
Yep, extreme success versus a hard success. So you were able to look. That the read you're getting from Ensign Annette is they are ready to rock.
Counselor.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Are you aware of the situation at hand?
Just spoke with Captain Dottie. I'm getting bits and pieces. Some things are still unclear to me.
It seems that all of the locals are in some kind of catatonic state. Will you assist me in finding the control room to see if we can regain power to the system?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you begin to look for this. How do you want to try and find this? What do you want to roll? What y'all want to roll?
Oh boy.
I do know I want as we're heading in a direction and I'm clocking these locals. Can I try to read deeper into one of the locals? Like, since I did the surface thoughts of the one before, I kind of want to go deeper and see if maybe there's something about these dreams that might bring some kind of connection or something.
Okay, so reading deeper is 3 points, right?
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a power roll.
Annabelle has been in the building a little bit longer, and can she just do like some kind of like self-analysis of like how like buildings are generally set up, like if there were a command center for a building that is laid out in the way that she's seen, like where it would possibly be?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an analysis roll or a situational read.
And I got an 88 under 90.
Okay. That's still a success, and they are not guarding against you, so there is no opposed roll. It's like, people's dreams can be very scattered and very like you can't make a lot of sense to them. It's very like symbolism is a big thing and all that. But the general feel you're getting from these dreams, the overall arcing theme of these dreams is violence and violation, is almost enslavement.
Does this feel like what I felt when we were on the station?
Not at all.
Completely different.
Completely different. This and it. I'm giving you an overall feel because partially because dreams are so scattered,
Yeah.
and so like weird, can be so weird.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, the it seems extra that, almost like you're looking into the mind of something you can't comprehend.
Right. But I am picking up that sense of like that aggressive, volatile, or violated feeling.
Like a feeling of violation. A feeling of violation and being enslaved is what you're getting. It's like a common thread in all the visions you're getting from the dream.
Okay. I am going to pull away from the person I was examining. Lieutenant, I don't know how to phrase this. Have the locals seemed like they were under some sort of duress, or as if they were almost trying to be too accommodating when you guys arrived?
These are some of the most accommodating people that I have ever met, and I am a diplomat. People tend to be very kind to me when I'm around, but this was over inundated with politeness and a need to please.
Did it ever seem at any point that they were afraid if something didn't go a certain way, or if a mistake was made, that they seemed to get afraid, fearful of something, show any signs of being punished that you can recall?
I haven't experienced anything personally, though. We could probably ask the others. I think the control room might be this way. I rolled a 39 under 50.
Okay, so you're going around the ring because you know from your analysis and from the way this is built, and it's still, even if it uses strange technology, which you don't know about yet, but Pork knows about. Even if it uses strange technology, it's still built in a Federation style. So you're using that to kind of guide you. So you're walking around in this hallway and waiting for a door to your right, because there's going to be a you think there's going to be something in the center, right?
Right.
But as you walk around, you realize this is a giant ring, and there are no doorways to the center. But that is where the control area should be. So that central area that the glass is looking into is a garden in the center of a dome.
Interesting. Do you think it's worth taking a look at, Ensign?
Okay, and Ryan, just for my clarification, so this is basically, I'm picturing like an enclosed garden.
Yeah, so
we're basically in a donut with a garden in the empty space.
Right, and then it's got spokes going out for different parts of the station, but there were no doors that went in.
Got you.
So that window you're looking out when you walked out of the transporter room was looking in at a garden.
Okay, got my bearings. At this point, it can't hurt, but Lieutenant, I should inform you, when I was reading the thoughts of this person, there seemed to be, not just this person, but in all the locals, there seemed to be a sense of fear of being almost violated and enslaved in some way. I can't really identify any bigger connection, but it seems a bit interesting that they would be very accommodating to you, but they're afraid, or they've been put under some sort of duress.
Interesting. Because they appear utterly human. Because they're descended from a Federation ship and their people. And the only thing here, and what this construct seems to be centralized around, is this garden, this like jungle-like aspect, this like natural arboretum that they have going on in the center of this building. I don't know. But let's see if we can find anyone else, or if anyone else has any other information. You have a line with the captain. I would suggest relaying your new information to him now, as we continue moving, trying to find a way into the garden.
Okay. We're gonna cut over to the command group now. All right. Stoddy, Hera, and Dell. Hera, you just helped Dell back into the
Right.
car, correct?
And then kicked in the panel, finding it without any power, yes.
Yep.
God damn it, right? I'm a botanist
Yep.
who does not want to leave the ship. Anyway.
The first thing I want Stoddy to do is, and this is a role not for Stoddy, but for the entire situation, I want a luck check.
Huh. Okay. That's interesting. Boy. Okay, what's my... Oh, goody. My luck's at 54. That's almost 50-50. And that is a 23.
Nice. So that is a hard success. The power comes back on.
Oh.
Leland sits back up. Oh, what happened? Oh.
What did happen, Leland?
I don't know.
Everything lost power.
That doesn't make sense.
This vehicle, you, every other vehicle, and every other person working here?
I don't know.
It's time to start talking.
I don't know. This has never happened before.
There are definitely things you are not sharing.
I would share anything I know about this. I don't want anybody to be hurt, or if there's something wrong with us, please help us, Captain.
I want all of my crew back to the main spot.
Very well. I can do that right now. We can have everybody pulled back. That is an excellent idea. If there's something wrong with the equipment or with us, we need to regroup immediately. Yeah, that's a great idea. And he gets out a communicator and he radios that he wants all personnel, that he's initiating an emergency shutdown of all events, and wants everybody to report to emergency situation, like basically their version of battle stations, right? Or yellow alert. Everybody needs to go to their They're assigned areas in case of an emergency. They're initiating their emergency plan.
Okay.
Yes. So the computer should turn us around and head us back immediately, Captain. Are you all right? Are you all right? And he goes to Dell.
I immediately impose myself between him and Dell. I will not let him get anywhere near them.
Okay.
Captain.
Yep.
We are probably not the only car out here. Should we direct any of all of our crew to return back to the compound?
I'm guessing they have a tour guide with them. And
that's if all of them have woken up, Captain.
Well, Leland, have all of your tour guides woken up?
I mean, I can check, and he messages again, like, is everybody all right?
Is he all right?
What level you want to go?
Because I'm like, if I was sensing, if I was already like in his head, like I wasn't leaving, you know. I will pay more points, but I wasn't leaving.
What level are you at?
I am in his head.
Okay. Roll me a power check. You don't have to spend more points, but roll me a power check.
Okay. I would like to push. Because I rolled a 97.
Okay. Push that roll.
Okay. That is a 17 under 65.
Okay. He seems to be telling the truth. He is confused. He has no idea what's happening. He is worried.
I am living inside his head.
Okay.
Until we return to the base. Okay. We need God. We don't even know all the groups and how many individual groups are out there. Fuck. Okay.
Should we just have those that were on the track, because this seems to be the most dangerous aspect of this event? Have them check in with their senior crewmen per group?
Yeah. That's good.
Captain.
Yeah.
I think that we should contact the ship. They would have a detailed record of everybody who left the ship, so we could at least get an accurate count of how many crewmen are on.
Oh yeah, good job, number one. Please do.
Okay. Dell to Hal, and pretty soon. Yeah, go ahead, Commander. How many people do we have on the planet currently? It is looking like 72 currently on planet side. Nope, sorry, 76. We just beamed down a new group.
Stop beaming people down!
Yeah, Hal, we are having an emergency down here. Can you stop beaming people down? Oh yeah, I will let the number 2 know immediately that you are having an emergency down there. We had no idea.
I need a vacation.
And if I remember correctly, Dell is injured, right?
Dell is slightly injured.
Slightly injured.
Yeah. He has a messed up leg right now, if I remember correctly.
Let's Okay. So I know that Dell and Hera are here. I spoke with the counselor, and I know that number two is up in the ship. Study to Morak.
Morak here.
Are you okay?
Relatively. Yes.
Are you heading back towards the base?
Your tour guide is awake and is telling you that they just called and want us all. We all need to. There's an emergency situation. We need to take you all back to the base.
My tour guide has informed me that that is our next destination. We are headed back to the car so that we can get back to the base.
I'm okay. I trust you there. I'm not going to dig deeper into that. But you have all of your team with you?
Pork.
Lieutenant Pork waited in the car.
Sure. Yeah. He's
We
like
intend
that.
to meet him there.
Okay.
He is.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Commander. I will hopefully see you very soon. Study out.
Let's go over to Lieutenant Pork as he is driving this thing like a video game.
So once I got it started, like was able to get it going, I was gonna go over to the tour guide, and I wanted to mind meld with it to see if I could find out what's wrong.
Okay, go ahead and attempt to mind meld with the thing. That we have not set the point by for Vulcan yet.
Right.
It is going to be more difficult for Vulcans.
Oh yeah.
Than for say beta sets. So I will say 5 side points.
Okay.
Right now, to get inside their heads. Well, wait a minute. That's how much it costs for you guys to get in their heads, huh?
Yeah. So it'd probably be more like 10, right?
Yeah, we'll say 10 side points.
Question, is there a tour guide with Pork?
There is. There was one that walked up as your tour
Walked
guide.
out of the jungle and
Yep.
got in with him.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how creepy this place is. Okay? Walked out from nowhere and got into the car with me.
So,
hi.
Roll me a power check.
So creepy. Okay, that is 8 under 40.
Okay, so that is a hard or extreme success
Extreme success.
because that is 1/5.
Pork's not very good at this stuff, and he doesn't normally do this kind of thing, because it'll completely wipe him out. But he's alone in this weird place.
As he starts to mind meld with this, your mind to my mind, all that, he is pairing with a mind that is very foreign, very logical. Very ordered. And because there was also another extreme success roll,
Uh-huh.
as you reach into that mind, it yells back at you. Violators! And with that, we're going to go to
We're gonna go
It
to
is-
break. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Oh,
It
okay.
is break time, I believe. Yep. Right.
Totes. Yes, it's
So-
very much break time.
So we will go ahead and we will be back and see where it goes from here.
You know, off the deep end. Hey, we'll see you later. Bye. Violators is right. Like, what's the deal?
Cue that Billie Eilish music, y'all. We the bad guys.
Dun dun dun.
Did
Dun
I
dun
dab on
dun.
stream? Did I?
Now,
Mhm.
now,
I
I'm gonna
did.
kill you all because I hate dabbing.
Rock's fall, they all die.
The more you say it, the more
So,
I'm going to do it. I'm
Welcome
going to find a way to
back.
work it into every episode.
So, what's happened so far in this episode? The crew has, through a number of different scenes and investigations, have really came up with very few answers, only more questions. The technology is very much bioengineering based. They've got that. The city or station is ran off of energy that is bioengineering mixed with Federation engineering. And all the people went unconscious and all the power shut down for a while. After handling the ramifications of that happening, a few people probed the mind, or one person, Lieutenant Port, probed the mind during a mind meld of one of the people, and all they got back was screaming at them, violators. Any other important things I'm forgetting?
Just that you hate vacations.
I do
Yeah.
not hate vacations. Your idea of a vacation and my idea of vacation are just very different. So,
Who hurt you?
Shots fired.
what is Port gonna do when he hears this screaming in his head of violators?
So what is the voice that he's hearing scream then? Is it the voice of this particular person?
That's what it appears to be. But it's very you're doing this while they're still in their dream state.
Yeah.
The power has not come on to you yet.
Right.
So it is this dream mindset that's screaming back violators.
Oh, okay.
This strange dream mindset that Ensign Annette had also probed and saw that there was a common theme of enslavement and violation and all this other very hijacked type of thing.
Huh. Can I do a situational read here?
Yeah.
'Cause-
What is your situational read? Question-esque.
Well,
If
I
you
guess
have one.
it's more of just trying to understand what I think he's like. Oh, maybe this maybe analysis is better, but because literally taking all of this information and trying to deduce, well, anything.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your situational read.
Okay.
And I will give you a logical deduction from the information that Pork has.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. His situational read sucks. But it's a 16 and a 20.
Okay. Just a regular success.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you would get there's another entity here. That's the only logical. There's another entity in this mind.
That's right. Huh.
Because again, Pork doesn't have all the information.
No, he doesn't. So
that
that's what I'm just trying to like piece together from what he has like witnessed here. Okay. So with that done, well, as soon as he's kind of like hears that, he's going to pull back and and like taking like maybe like 5 milliseconds to kind of pause in the whole like that was weird, literally grabs the tricorder back up and starts to pilot back. Pork to Marak.
Rock here.
Commander, I'm on my way back to your location, I believe. I have taken control of the vehicle, and I have mind melded with my tour guide. It is very disturbing.
Excellent work on the vehicle.
Oh,
What
yes.
have you found out through the mind meld?
Oh, huh. That is more complicated, and we'll need more detailed analysis and more information. I don't have enough.
Preliminary theories.
There's another entity in this mind.
Now, Marak, remember that this is before you spoke to the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But what did you get? Did you get an extreme success when you wired the tricorder in?
Uh-huh.
You did, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Okay. The power comes back on. And the tour guide starts waking up.
Oh. Huh. Original power
What's happened?
Power has returned. My tour guide is waking up. But I have hijacked the controls. I don't know, are they overriding my hijack?
They are not, because you rolled an extreme success.
Ah, okay. So I am still in control of this vehicle. Commander, I am heading in your direction.
What? What's going on?
Hello. Pork out. You, apparently lost, well, not consciousness, but you fell asleep.
That's weird. Okay. What are you doing?
I have taken control of the vehicle because it also fell asleep. And whatever was controlling it fell asleep.
That's not possible. And then his radio beeps, and it's Leland coming over saying, emergency protocols initiated. Everybody report back to Central Hub.
That is where we're headed once we pick up the rest of our crew.
Okay. They were climbing, right?
Yes.
Did they make it up? Are we going up or down or?
I do not know. I'm going to the last location.
Okay. All right. I'll let either Pork or Marak roll a luck check to see if he's gonna pass the ledge or if he's lower down and gonna go back to the beginning.
Okay.
And you all are gonna.
Well, Pork has a 60 luck.
Murak has 78.
Okay. So we'll have.
Marak, go ahead and roll a luck check.
55.
Okay. So right after you say that, Pork, you're driving around a corner and you see that on the mountain there's a ledge and you see Lieutenant Commander Marak. Worse for wear. I mean, that he is holding his ribs.
Oh. Correct. Course correction.
And he pulls up.
Now, is there like a little honk or something like that I could like do, you know?
There does seem to be a button that says like we'll say honk.
So as we start to pull up, I just go honk honk honk.
Okay, you press it and it goes da-da-da, 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 da-da-da.
I was so hoping actually that it was going to like release a goose.
Wow.
I know that's not the vibe of this game, but that's
Could you
immediately
be
where
more
my head went.
Canadian?
Note to self: Canadian Jews in me. Got it.
It just flies by.
Even more would quake in fear. A
Um,
worthy adversary indeed.
yeah, if I heard that, I would just be like, disable.
Yeah, we're gonna make our way over to the car and hop inside. Well, limp our way over to the car and painfully drag our sorry butts inside.
Commander,
So,
I assume you did not win.
I did not.
I'm sorry.
However, Kitty here performed admirably. And Morak is going to take one hand off his ribs and kind of like slap you on the shoulder. It was a well-fought battle indeed.
Is that Kapla?
Kapla would be honorable indeed. Kapla.
Kapla, Kitty.
Kitty, who is just like, arm around the waist of this beat up tour guide, is just like, and is exhausted out of her own mind, on top of everything else, just like, kapla.
Please.
We're going to get everyone inside and seated.
We will be on our way back now. Okay.
All right, so you continue on your way back. Let's go to Ensign Annette and Annabelle. You walk all the way around, and it's a big donut of a station. But there appear to be no doors that lead into the central atrium.
So we're trying to get to the. Okay, we're trying to get in. We're trying to get into the atrium.
I believe that's what Annabelle was doing. Yes.
Okay.
There are very, very few times in which I wish my sister was here to help. And by that I mean, I think we might need to blow out one of these glass panes and, well, I don't know if you've read my sister's file, but it is long.
I gleaned it, not to speak ill of your sister, but a psych eval would probably be beneficial.
I already have her scheduled. Don't you worry.
Okay. Uh, but I would agree. There's no other way to seems to get into here. Does anything seem off just from from an outside glance? Does anything seem off about the way this atrium is like set up?
Other than there not being a way to get into the central area that you can find, it being nothing that just pops out at you. Okay. Again, it's an alien plant life, and you're not a botanist. But if you have that type of science in training, you can definitely roll on it.
I definitely have botany. Oh, but I do know what I was going to do. I'm going to hit my comm on my waist. Captain, are you still there?
Yeah, counselor. What's going on?
So, I am with Lieutenant Annabelle. We're trying to get into the atrium that's situated in the center of this station. But something you should know, I did a deep dive or deep mind probe on one of the locals, and it seems that these people are in some sort of enslavement. I don't know if you've picked up anything like that on your end, but
Yes.
it seems that you have?
Yes. And I am currently in a car with Leland. So, but I don't hide things from people because deception is futile.
Yes.
What I have been sensing from the other people working here is exactly the emotions and feelings that Leland is feeling at the time.
Mm-hmm.
When I brought it up, everyone's emotions started to change randomly. And then, of course, everyone shut down at the same time. At the same time as the power source, no doubt. So, whatever the power source is definitely the key to this.
Well,
Must be connected to the people, right?
It would seem that way. It said, from what all I can pick up is that they're afraid that they've been violated, they've been imprisoned, and I don't know, but every part of my instinct is telling me it has something to do with what's in that atrium. I just don't know what exactly.
Okay. Okay. Wait. You have which Hawthorne with you?
Lieutenant Annabelle, the
Yes.
she's very intimidating.
Yeah. But not the
Annabelle is
botanist.
just sitting there pleased with herself.
But not the botanist. That
No.
would be really helpful right now, wouldn't it? Huh. Ah, well, it's okay. You'll do great. Is there anything I can do to help you right now?
At the moment, it seems as though we're just trying to get a handle on the situation. Did we hear the kind of like the all call for everyone
Not
to
yet.
come
So
back?
right now this is pre-power coming back on.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
or getting everybody caught up.
Okay.
Pre-power.
Okay, that's good.
The
Okay.
power coming back on.
So he hasn't woken up yet. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
And we have no idea.
I would have said it in his face. Whatever. Meh. Anyway,
You're still polite of his unconscious state. It's fine.
so okay, yeah. Cool. Is there like maybe like throw a big chair at the window? I don't know.
I don't believe there's any chairs in our area. I believe we may have to use our phasers to get through.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Oh my gosh. All right, don't get hurt.
Thank you, Captain. And I just like hit my comment.
I have a question though. Before that call ends, I'm curious. While you're talking to Stotty, is there any point where you start to think about the message you received up on the ship before you came down here? Because Stotty is from that world.
Yeah. It is
Just holding it down.
Yeah, it's kind of I think it's one of those things where Tila is like she
Is it compartmentalized completely to where?
Oh, big time.
Okay.
It is.
Perfect. Thank you.
Back of that head.
As the keeper, I would also like to inject, because Stotty has said that he is continuing his link.
Oh yeah.
Has continued his link with
Yeah.
Leland, so I don't think he could probe.
No, I did. I definitely wouldn't. But if it's like one of those things that, like, like you know something terrible, and then like you're about to talk to somebody, and you realize, oh my God, this affects them too, and then you're just like
overwhelming. There was no overwhelming. Yeah. Ensign had mentioned that they had
compartmentalized. Totally perfect. Good. That's all I wanted. Just want to make sure that there wasn't going to be that kind of perfect. Thank you.
Nope.
And shortly after the severance of the communication, the power comes back on, and you see the different groups of people that are around their tour guides. The tour guides starting to get up.
I immediately make my way over to one of the waking tour guides, and I like help them up. Are you all right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, what happened?
We all seem to go to sleep.
What are you talking about?
You and all your compatriots seem to have just gone to sleep all at once, and then the power went out at the same time. And now you're awake again, and the power is up again.
That's weird. Wow. Oh.
Could you take us to like a central location so that we could all gather and see maybe what's going on?
Oh, that sounds like an excellent idea. I don't have clearance for that. I'm just a tour guide, though.
Sure, just gather everyone you can and take us to some kind of centralized area so that we can all communicate.
Yes, I think, and then the call for emergency procedures to be enacted comes over his call, and he's all, okay, everybody needs to head to the restaurant. Head to the restaurant. That is our gathering place, please, everybody. And they start enacting their emergency procedure protocols.
I'm sorry.
You do hear whispers among the tour guides, because they're kind of grouping together, like trying to usher everybody over there, of what's going on. We only do this when there's a hurricane or something like that. This seems very foreign to them. Okay. Now.
Sorry. I wanted to okay. So as like we're heading away from the atrium, I did want to see if I could sense anything in our surrounding area. Like if I picked up.
So you're going to widen your general sense, or are you going to spend points to identify consciousnesses?
I'm going. I want to see if I can hone in on that feeling that I got from the local and see if that feeling is. Do I pick that feeling up as I'm in this area from any kind of general consciousness?
Okay. That is going to cost you just 1 point because you're looking to just make that connection, not like probe in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also going to take a power.
Okay. Just regular, like just straight power.
Well, you're going to have to get an extreme success.
All right.
Because there's something interfering with it right now.
All right, baby. Damn. 93 over 90.
Oh, you didn't even make a regular success. So yeah, you can't even feel. The only consciousnesses you feel are the people around you, the crew members and the staff, but none of those consciousness feel like the consciousness that you connected with when probing that person's dreams.
And her eyes just kind of like, she kind of like does that squint where it's like she knows there's some shit in the gang. She can't figure it out.
But they are ushering everybody towards the central area. If you remember me describing, it's the big opening, and then you guys came down from the stairs, from the transporter pad, and then underneath that was the restaurant area.
So are we being led away from like the central atrium aspect?
So currently you're being led with, because you guys wandered around with it. So best way to describe it is like okay, the donut, and then there's like a big like notch in the top that is the restaurant and area.
Okay.
And then there's spokes coming out going out from the outside for living quarters, for things like that, and different, because they do have different things here. You guys just haven't had a chance to explore them. So.
While we're walking, since we're basically tracking along the atrium, can I just keep an eye out for anything that might be like out of the ordinary or interesting that's happening within it, since that's what we were focusing on?
Spot hidden.
Spot hidden. Okay. Spot hidden. Make notes for it so I can do it later. Oh. And a yeet. That is a 28 under 50.
Okay, so regular success. You just see a glimpse of for just a second. You see a glimpse of this light out of the corner of your eye, deep in the jungle-ish thing. So you really can't make it out, but there seems to be there was this moving light along the jungle floor.
While the guides are leading everyone, I'm actually going to take a hand on Ensign Annette's shoulder and pause us for a moment. And then I'm going to hit my comm badge and I'm going to call another sibling. Basically, Annabelle's going to reach out to Rebecca, to Dr. Hawthorne, who uses they, them pronouns. And it's just like, sibling of mine, dear sibling, could you please run some scans on this central atrium within the compound that we're in? We're experiencing a bit of an issue, and anything you could provide us would be most wonderful. And I could just imagine Rebecca is like literally within the depths of the Arboretum on the Solidarity, having not moved from their station this entire time. Is just like holding like an uprooted plant in one hand and a notebook like mid writing in another, like physically writing in another, and it's just like, okay. They're very unhappy. Puts the plant down and moves to a station to start running scans for their sister.
Okay. For the beginning, I'm gonna have you roll a computer use to run.
I'm gonna roll all my siblings tonight. Let's go.
You're playing all your characters tonight.
That is computers.
Yep. Just to start.
That's fine. Oh God! I have to pull up her sheet. I have to pull up her sheet.
Okay. The command group. Are you guys gonna do anything special on the way back, or are you just gonna wait till you get back?
Just wait till we get back.
Lieutenant Commander Marock's group. Are you going to do anything special, or are you gonna wait till you get back?
Let's get everyone together.
Okay.
Like we'll catch up on what everyone in the car knows, and then we'll get back together.
8 under 50.
Okay, cool. So that's going to take a little bit of time. When you do finally read those scans, you will roll your science, whatever, botany.
We don't have a botany. Is that natural world or xenobiology?
No, you can roll either one.
I will choose xenobiology. $20 under 70.
Okay, cool. Hard success. But that's going to take some time for you to gather the information and read it and all that. We are going to fast forward a little bit, unless Annabelle and Ensign and Annette are going to resist being ushered to the restaurant.
Because the lieutenant stopped me, I'm just gonna kind of like look at her, and I'm actually going to think to her. I don't think we should move from this spot, but I don't want to arouse too much suspicion.
She nods as she's finishing her communicate to her sibling.
To talk to somebody, that's 5 points.
Yeah, worth it.
Quietly, because I think we're like standing like right next to each other at this point. If they ask, we'll just tell them that our captain told us to wait.
And they eventually do ask, like one of them's all like, "Oh, we need you to come this way," and you tell them that. Go ahead and roll me. How are you going to do it? Persuade them, fast talk them, intimidate them. How are you going to do it?
I just think that Annabelle would use every single ounce of her pure natural diplomatic charm and lay it on real fucking thick.
You go ahead and roll that beautiful beam footage for me.
Let's do a 32 under 80.
Okay. Hard success. Oh yes, no, not a problem. Please give your captain our regards. And they keep ushering everybody else away.
My numbers are slowly getting higher, and I'm very nervous now.
Lieutenant Commander Marock and Captain Stoddy, your vehicles get there almost simultaneously. Like, it's only like 20 seconds behind.
Okay.
That they get there. So what's everybody doing?
Okay. Once we arrive, Stoddy's going to jump right out. And as he jumps out of the car, he tears off his midriff.
Yes.
Your shirt did
Tear
not
it
have
off.
a midriff in the first place.
I put
Tear
on a
off the
shirt to
skin.
tear it off. Like I have one that's like tucked in my back pocket, and I'm just like, okay, here we go.
I
All
feel
right.
like Dale gave you a shirt.
Yeah, you know, like something like that. And it's just Morak. All right, let's get everyone together, and let's. Did we get in contact with a? Did we get a head count? Do we know what's going on? And I am starting to like just go, you know, you don't have to answer out loud. Just think it. Okay? This is the time, folks.
Morak is going to like elbow Pork very hard and be like, start thinking at the captain.
Oh, I've already typed up a full report for the captain.
Think it to him now.
I think I used all my thoughts on the person. I'm a little lightheaded, Commander.
Captain, could I get some assistance, please? And Morak is just going to be like, oh my god, my ribs. Oh my god, they're so awful. I can't walk.
What the hell? Yo, what did you do?
Climbing accident. Ugh.
Oh boy. Oh.
And
Our
as soon as you're
volcano
over there-
adventure.
And as soon as you're over, Morak is going to be like, you and Lieutenant Pork need to have a quick conversation.
Oh. All right, give it to me, Pork. Pork me.
Oh.
And that conversation happens. We're not going to make
And that
Maddie
conversation happens.
talk
Thank you.
Talk to yourself, Maddie.
themselves more than they are.
Pork yourself, Maddie.
Thank
Talk
you.
to myself twice already today.
Time to pork myself. There we go.
I need a gif of that
Take-
so bad.
Take a time out. You're in time out.
So as you're walking inside,
I'm not sorry.
you see Annabelle and Annette there with you. Or like standing there. Everybody else has been ushered to the
Annabelle's rank is what, Dana?
lieutenant.
We're all lieutenants.
Lieutenant, Ensign. What's going on?
Well, they have ushered all of the crew and the other locals into the restaurant as a central meeting point. But are there any of the other tour guides around, like the ones that came in with them?
Yep, the ones that came in with them are there. Leland's there. Lisa's there, and then the unnamed one that was with Pork.
So then and then Annabelle will say, everyone has been ushered inside. We were waiting here for you as you wanted. And I did contact my sibling before we waited for you. And then Annabelle looks over at Kitty and looks very disappointed at how ragged she looks.
Oh.
But says nothing.
Okay. Study to Hawthorne.
Dr. Hawthorne here.
Do you have any news for me?
So, I will give you that information now. So from your scans and from your xenobiology, the whole place teems with life. This is not unusual in a jungle environment. It is a very centralized life, and unlike like on Earth, there is a higher level of electronical signals within the natural life. You, however, are not sensing or not picking up any traditional sapient life except for the aforementioned crew and people that work here. It's all plant-based. There is some fauna, not much in that area. I'm assuming you focused it on the atrium, correct?
Mm-hmm.
There is some fauna, but not much, but there is a higher level of electronic readings than you would expect from just regular plant life.
Captain, are you in a place where you could have a private conversation?
No. But I'm not, I don't care what they hear. Unless we're talking about, classified shit. But if it doesn't break Starfleet protocol, I am not going to hide any knowledge that I have to these people.
Well, this is a Federation base, Captain, so I don't think anything would break protocol with what I'm about to share.
Perfect.
The scans that I completed on the inner atrium of the compound seem to show a higher activity of connection within that life. And I don't just mean the flora and the fauna. I do believe that whatever is within the center atrium is alive and communicating at a higher degree.
Well, I don't know about that, Leland says. I mean, it is well documented that the plant life has a higher level of electronic storage that we have sent back to Starfleet on this planet, and we utilize it in our technology.
Oh, right. Except
Electrical activity like a brain.
Well, no, it's just all matter has electricity running through it in some form, and this is just a higher level.
Yes. One that can scream violators in the mind of one lieutenant.
And also feels like it's being enslaved.
Sure that our scientists would have picked up on any sentient life forms.
Really?
In the many years that we've been here.
How long do the plants around here live in general?
Oh, hundreds of years.
Hmm.
Is for some, and then others die out very quickly. There's a very high amount of competition for resources amongst the plant life here.
What?
As you see in many jungle environments, the canopy will drown out the lower plant life.
Did it ever occur to you that perhaps there was more to your plant life than just a basic sentientness? It seems to me that whatever this plant life is, it is thriving, it's feeling, and it is very unhappy, and it's angry. You don't think that, I don't know, you should look more into this?
And Captain,
Yeah.
this connection is within all of the life forms on the surface of the compound, excluding the Starfleet personnel that you have.
Right.
That includes the locals.
Yeah. Because they're all connected. And
I don't know, and Leland's going to be turning to Annette. I don't know what you're talking about. We have not had any scientific data that these plants have any sentience.
oh,
Well, according to my captain and what I felt, there is sentience within these plants. They cannot voice their opinions, but they're connected to you. You are part of each other in a way. The fact that
You are sentient, no doubt.
and
Oh,
the
of
fact
course,
that
yeah.
you fell asleep as soon as the power went out means you're completely connected to this.
so you cannot so neither of you can seem to thrive without the other, but it seems as if this plant life has been, in its opinion, enslaved, violated, and made a prisoner.
That is not. Um, I appreciate your opinions on this matter, but
And I would like to meet your scientists.
of course, Captain, we will accommodate you in any way, shape, or form that we can.
Good. Because this is all being documented and all of this will be known across.
Of course, Captain. We're not trying to hide anything from you. And I'm assuming you're in his mind right now, right?
Yeah.
You never broke that connection. He seems genuine. I mean, he
Mhm.
seems like he just there's nothing that's proven to him that there is any sentience.
Oh, okay.
It's possible that this is a more recent event. I'm just thinking
No,
of robotics, in
that's-
which we have been able to create sentience, or we've been able to create artificial intelligence truly only a handful of times. We still don't understand why.
Well,
Perhaps the same thing happened here with a biological exchange.
well, that is a interesting theory, Commander.
I think it's
we-
worth study, and quickly.
we had tapped into the power source of the life of the plant life on this planet when we first crashed, because we lost our source, and we've been using it ever since. It's part of who we are now.
How much power do you require?
To run this place, quite a bit.
We have industrial replicators.
Are you recommending that we shut down and rewire this entire base?
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, I still see all the data first, but it's starting to look that way. It's
Captain,
starting to look like, yeah.
And this is Annabelle speaking. Would it be possible for us to get scans from the source of the power that they're drawing from, and maybe we can draw further conclusions to see whether or not separation is required?
Yes, please. With, of course.
Of course. I mean, we will be more than accommodating.
Annabelle being cool, calm, and collected, trying to keep this conversation from rising in levels.
Okay, so I have questions. I have multiple questions going on. Is Pork engaged with this conversation?
He is.
Morak would
Yeah.
probably ask him to get his tricorder out and start like subtly scanning the locals if possible.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of like elbow leadership going on at the moment.
I'm
Playing
sure
on elbows.
I'm sure Dale is enraptured by this exchange.
Yeah.
Morak is involved in the conversation. Annette is involved in the conversation. And Annabelle is involved in the conversation. So the only person that I am not accounting for is Pork. Pork, I want you to roll a spot hidden.
Okay. Let's see. Got... Did I put anything in that? Oh, I did. Okay. Well, 50-50.
You're going to need a hard success.
Oh, hard success. Great. That is a 35 under 50. So I would need to spend 10 luck.
Yep.
I'll spend the 10 luck.
You're not spending 10 luck on this. I'm not allowing you to. I will allow you to notice that Lieutenant Hera has snuck away.
Huh. Okay.
Now, what you do with that information is your business.
Okay, good. Porkwood. Believe that was logical.
Lieutenant Hera,
Mm-hmm.
are you going around the corner of the donut-shaped area before you do what you say you're going to do?
Get me as far away from them as possible,
Okay,
and with enough foliage to block what I'm about to do.
You can definitely get pretty far away. This is a massive donut. How are you going to break it?
During my trip around the donut, do I see anything like fire extinguishers or like emergency hatches, like things for safety and like emergencies, like
Roll me a
anything?
luck check.
Oh, great. Hera, who has the least amount of luck out of all of my current
I
characters.
love the luck mechanic.
Cool, baby. A 13!
That's innocent.
Under
Okay.
65!
Let's go.
You find like a little cubby where there's a bunch of tools. It's like where they hold their tools. And you press it and you can pull out. What do you want to pull out? A pipe wrench?
Whatever will allow me to break glass as quietly as possible. Like ultimately a glass cutter, but I will take like an axe or a wrench or whatever I can to like pry the glass
This is the
open.
future. They probably have plasma cutters in their tool chests. So I will get you a plasma cutter.
But I will definitely, without telling anyone, plasma cut my way into this atrium.
All right, go ahead and roll me a fighting phaser, or
A phaser roll,
phaser roll.
hand phaser.
Yep.
You know what Hera's not good at?
Phasers. Or I will let you roll mechanical repair, because it's a version of both here.
Slightly better. Okay, let's do that.
There you
What
go.
is it? What am I doing? Mechanical repair?
At least to be able to,
Yeet.
wow.
Wow.
Level it.
16 under 25.
Okay, you expertly cut through this. You realize when you get right up to it that the glass is very durable. It's probably the same type of glass that's used for like spaceship windows. Okay.
Transparent aluminum.
Yeah. But with the plasma cutter, you're able to cut the whole panel off through the metal and disable it. And I just want you all to know that the sidebar conversations in this chat are just amazing.
Wow.
Which is why players currently are broken.
Wow.
And you're able to pull that panel of the transparent aluminum off. As you do, just a second. Look at something. I want you want you to roll me a Constitution check.
Yeah. A 9. Under 70.
As you do, you inhale this pollen that is emanating from the plants on the inside, and you sneeze. That's it.
Cool. Once I'm inside the atrium, I'm gonna hit my comm badge and I'm going to hit up Hal.
Okay.
Hey, number 2. I have a favor to ask. Is Hal number 2
Hal
right
is
now?
not number 2.
Well,
no.
whoever number 2 is, that's who I would connect to. Not, yeah, whoever number 2 is.
Oh, that'd be Parks. Yeah.
Parks,
Yeah.
yes.
Stoddy would not make Hal number 2.
I couldn't remember who was who anymore. There's so many of us now.
Hal is the acting chief of security.
Okay. But no, I would hit number 2. They have the most ability aboard the ship right now.
Mhm.
I am within the atrium of the compound. Could you lead me to the most activity within the atrium?
Of course, Lieutenant.
Hello. And then starts going wherever Parks is
Okay.
sending her.
You climb in, and as you climb in, it is muddy in here, and it's like
Flip-flops are gone. Goodbye.
and it's just seeping all over you, all over your feet and legs as you walk along, and you're following the directions of Parks, Lieutenant Commander, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
If he's number 2, Lieutenant Commander Parks, but it doesn't take you long. Now that you're inside here, it doesn't take you long to not need it. You see the roots of all these plants just poking out every once in a while in the ground, and in them, and you having seen the inner workings of the car when you kicked open the panel, that same thrumming electrical pulse is running through the roots of these plants and heading towards a centralized location. And it doesn't take you long to realize that Lieutenant Commander Parks is leading you the same place these roots are going. But we're going to cut away from you, back to the main group. Pork, I believe, was doing scans on the locals. They're still there. There's 3 of them there. Go ahead and run me a computer use first.
Okay. That is 50 under 70.
Okay. And now, how are you going to read this data? You've collected data. What science are you looking at? Xenobiology? They're not really aliens. Medical?
Would this be physics?
You could read it in a physics way.
Or natural worlds?
Natural world would be better.
Okay.
You would more than likely get more
Okay.
pertinent information from natural world.
That will be, yeah, I'll use that. And that is 19 under 40.
Okay. That is a hard success.
Yep.
So, with your hard success, as you're looking over the data that you just scan these people with, and just as a base, you use the crew members as a control group.
Yeah.
Standing there as well. There does seem to be an extra enzyme in their system.
And extra enzyme. What does that mean?
So there is a foreign body in their system
Yeah.
that isn't in everybody else's, that is bonded with their DNA.
Okay.
And there is an electrical signature to that enzyme.
Okay. So they're literally connected to this thing, to these planets, basically, all the way down to the DNA.
And I think with that revelation, that's a good place to call it, because it is almost time. So I don't think you're going to finish up this investigation yet.
Well, that's okay, because once we finish this investigation, we need to actually have a vacation.
They have some very good vacation.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. So do our holodecks. Okay.
So, yeah. So that has been episode 5, right?
5.
Episode 5 of USS Solidarity. As the crew investigates this strange event that is going on this uncharted planet that Federation just plopped itself on. So there's no ramifications to that, I'm sure. So let's go around and say who you are, who you played primarily. I'm looking at you, Dana.
I didn't mean it.
How many characters did you play today? 4? All 4, right?
All 4 that I have.
Outstanding. You know, one of the things you said to me when we took over was you didn't get a chance to play your triplets very much. There you go.
I didn't mean for this to happen. Started with Kitty, and then they all got dragged in.
So let's go around, say who you are, where you can be found, who you played, and your favorite part of the episode so far. And we are going to start once again, going from lowest rank to highest rank. Ensign Tia Annette.
Aha! I am Jay. I played Ensign Tila Annette. I can be found on the TikTok at jcourts5 with all my shenanigans. Also follow me on Instagram at BigBarda21 for more shenanigans. And favorite part of, I think it was not in there, but the side chatter that came from this episode was downright ridiculous, and I'm here for it. So good.
It had
So good.
everybody breaking. It was great. I loved it. I loved every
It's
second of
Ulfric's
it.
fault.
It's all Ulfric's fault. It's always Ulfric's fault. Thank you, Jay. Lieutenant Haranor.
Hi, that's one of my personalities tonight. Hello. Hi, I'm Dana. Dana Lee Beyond the Internet. I predominantly play Lieutenant Haranor, your Chief Helms Officer. I also play the Hawthorne triplets, who are 2 sisters and a sibling who magically get along because they're all very different. You can catch me here every Tuesday, either playing in USS Solidarity for Trek Tuesday or Ravenloft King of Ravens. You can also catch me every other Wednesday, including Spontaneous tomorrow for Dragonlance Legacy of Chaos. And you can also find me really nowhere else after that because I start school in a week, so I will be doing just these things on the internet to conserve my sanity. And I'm also the community outreach and brand advocacy developer over at Mondo Kane Publishing.
Favorite part?
My favorite part, God, there was so much tonight. Honestly, getting to connect with Tila through Annabelle was fun for me. I don't normally play confident characters. Like Hera's confident, but it's like a fake it till you make it confident. But Annabelle is like the one singular character I've ever made who's actually confident in herself, and talking to another person who is also fairly confident in themselves was really nice. And also the shenanigans that were happening in Zoom chat were pretty par for the course on excellence, because Zoom chat is sacred but also hilarious and wild.
It is. It is. Thank you, Dana. Ulfrig.
Hello, I go by Ulfrig on the interwebs. You will have a hard time finding me anywhere but here and the Chatty Fam Discords, because that's kind of where I hang out. I played Lieutenant Commander Morek, who is the Klingon Chief of Engineering, and my favorite things tonight were this is a little bit mean, and I apologize. The moment of sheer panic on Maddie's face as he realized he might have to RP both sides of a conversation. And then thankfully got bailed out.
My panic was basically concern for everyone else. As like I was like, oh great, I'm gonna hog up the time again, you know, talking to myself.
Never.
I will do it.
We all know you will. And I'm gonna go ahead of you, Maddie, so you can end it all.
Okay.
I'm Ryan at Bailey Moran on Twitch and Twitter, so I use he, him pronouns. You can find me here every Monday, either running Hide Family Values, our Monster of the Week, or running my D&D homebrew game where it's Spelljammer before Wizards of the Coast decided to re-release Spelljammer. Dr. Where the Fuck, which is amazing and I love it. Every Tuesday, either running this amazing game or playing in Ravenloft King of Ravens. Soon to be every Thursday. Right now, only every other Thursday with Colic Thursday Fractal Tapes. But coming soon on that alternate Thursday will be Season 7, The Loft of Colic Thursday, where I will be running a group of individuals who live in a very, very, very shitty apartment building in New York City in 1990s.
Soup's shitty.
Maddie knows how shitty because I sent him a picture.
Yeah. Shitty.
Next, and then also every other Sunday I play Everybody's Most Hated Knight of the Sword. Soon to be Everybody's Most Hated Knight of the Rose. Not really, because he's going to die before it happens. Mahel of the Silver Light in Dragonlance, Dragons of Rebirth. Is that everything? Currently 6 of 9 games on this channel. Soon to be 7 of 10.
Right. Soon to be the king of the channel.
No, that'll always be you, Maddie.
The king.
Always.
Okay.
And my favorite part was how you all individually contributed to finding out what was going on here. How you all got to flex your skills in one way or another to help figure out what was going on here. I loved it. And also the Zoom chat was hilarious, but also making Dana play all 4 of her characters was awesome.
I did that to myself. I have no one else to blame but myself because the triplets lean on one another. They're like, this isn't my domain. Help.
Over to you, Maddie.
Hey, what's up, folks? I'm not still building number 2, but I am, because I love making characters. But hey, I'm Maddie, aka So Maddie Games. I use he, him pronouns, and you know, I'm the dumbass who started a channel here, and thankfully, a lot of people came and played games, and it's awesome, and we have a lot of fun. Tomorrow we have a special night of Dragonlance Legacy of Chaos, as our good friends at the agency are going to be taking the week off. So we're going to step up and step into chaos as our group is stepping into the whiskey business at the very beginning of this episode as they go in to talk to Tomas, the most handsome beardless dwarf, Tomas Cruisehammer, and hopefully maybe get his help to calm his sister Penelope Cruisehammer, who is, well, I mean, of course, very handsome, and beardless, but super scary. So we'll see how that all shakes out. And basically, I know that most of these players just want to burn the whiskey business down, and that might be a trauma that maybe Maddie is not ready for, and maybe some certain players on a podcast that will be released in like 2047 might not be too happy with, but we'll see what happens, you know, because it's chaos, baby, chaos. All right, Thursday, we are off this Thursday, right?
Yes,
And then,
we're doing our session 0 for the Loft.
And then we come back Sunday for Duval and Dragons. And oh, what fun we're having there. Well, we had to stop halfway through the game last time because, you know, my body was hating me a lot. So we're going to jump right back into Raging and Rilo sleeping and Mom's popping in, and oh, it's so much fun. So join us here. We have, coming up, we will have 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday. There is always something here at the So Many Games channel. And yeah, I'm also a graphic artist. I take commissions for opening sequences, overlays, all sorts of things, logos, and custom merch, you name it. You can check out my portfolio at somanygames.work, and you can hire me direct at Ko-fi.com/Maddie. And if you are a fan of what we do here, go on down to the Ko-fi of the Chatty Fam, Ko-fi.com/ChattyFam, and you can help us hit our goal to, well, we still need to save the adorables and everything, but we also are raising funds there so that we can, you know, pay it out to the wonderful crew here, all of the talent that you have right here. So, like, if you like what we do, subscribe. That's awesome. But you can hit the Ko-fi, and you can show the fam here just how much you appreciate what they do. So that's where you do it. And then, of course, sonerdware.com. Sonerdware, it's with the nerdswear. You can buy lots of cool stuff. And butts. Oh, and very soon, very, very soon, we're going to have dice sets in the shop, and our first array of dice sets are representative of the characters and DM of Duval and Dragons, and those will be available very soon, as I have Rilo's sets have arrived, and everyone else's sets are just cleared customs, baby. So very soon, dice at So Nerdware again. Yeah. All right, I'm done, I think. Oh no, my favorite part. My favorite part. Well, I don't know. It's really difficult to say. Like, honestly, I will say the like Pork's solo mission. Like, honestly, I was very thrilled with all that. It was a lot of fun. And I really, really enjoy role-playing a straight-faced Vulcan. I love it. You know, because I love to test my strength. Oh, Ryan. Hey. That's so sweet. Thank you, man. We love you. So that's bringing us up. That's awesome. That should bring us up to 500, I think, of 1500, I believe. Yeah. Hey, we're a third of the way there. That's awesome. Well, thank you, fam. So that was my favorite part. I tend to not pay attention as much to the Zoom chat. And so I get kind of lost when it gets all crazy and stuff. So I was like the only one who wasn't breaking because I just didn't understand what was happening. So, you know, what else is new? Anyway, so we'll see about rating, I guess, because it's late. You never know. Where's my... Gosh. I have this giant character creation thing in my face. There we go. Oh. Okay, cool. Fantasy Banjo. Awesome. What? Oh, yeah. Totally. So, we'll go raid our friends over at Fantasy Banjo. And, yeah. You know, just... Thank you for joining us. Thank you, all of you. And, folks, remember... Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, stop Asian hate, stop telling people with uteruses what the fuck to do with them. It's not your uterus. Okay? Alright. Now, and remember the deuterus. Thank you. Mental health is health. Okay? Free the fucks and all the butts. And when you get the chance, choose love. Alright? Just choose it. And we love you, fam. Have a great night. Catch us tomorrow. Bye. Oh, wait. I didn't start the raid, did I? No. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.